Total quality and organizational change. Psychology suggests that individuals go through four stages of learning. The first one is unconscious incompetence, which you don't know that you don't know. Conscious incompetence. You realize that you don't know. Conscious competence. You learn to do but with conscious effort. And last, the unconscious competence, which the performance comes effortlessly. So the success of every company depends on the organizational change that will guarantee for the future. Organizational change. Organizational change is fundamental to total quality. Indeed, there can be no quality without it. Anyone concerned with managing an organization dedicated to quality must understand what types of change are necessary in such an organization and how to manage them. So it explores cultural change, continuous improvement, breakthrough improvement, and organizational learning. The importance of change. Change is a way of life. Organizational change is needed in implementing TQ or total quality and constantly thereafter. Once total quality is underway in an organization, continuous improvement efforts will relentlessly create changes in product designs, standard operating procedures, and virtually every other aspect of organizations. Why are these changes necessary? The major reason is that customer expectations continuously evolve. Features or services that delight customers one year may be taken for granted the next year, and products that customers find acceptable one year may be perceived as substandard the next. Competition continues to raise the standard for quality, and organization must keep up. One of the good example of this is quality never goes out of style. In 1853, a young German immigrant named Strauss took a 17,000-mile trip on a clipper ship from New York around South America to San Francisco. He intended to set up a shop selling dry goods to people lured to California by the gold rush. By the time he reached San Francisco, however, he had sold all the goods he brought except for some canvas for tents. The miners told him he should have brought pants instead of canvas to sell, because most pants fell apart too quickly while they dug for gold. The enterprising young Strauss immediately took the heavy brown canvas to tailor and created the world's first pair of jeans. Those pants of Levi's, Strauss's first name, were so popular that he quickly sold all of his canvas and switched to a heavy serge of fabric made in Nimes, France, serge de Nimes, eventually shortened to denim. When the new fabric was treated with indigo dye, it attained its familiar deep blue cover. Levi never liked the terms jeans, so he called his pants waist-high overalls. In fact, his company did not use the term, derived from the French word jeans, for a type of cotton trousers until long after his death. The popularity of Levi's jeans surged again in the 1950s when actor James Dean wore them in a movie, Rebel Without a Cause. Today, Levi's jeans are sold in more than 70 nations. The company says that they are made with the choicest fabric, the strongest thread, first-class buttons, rivets, and snaps, precise sewing, and careful inspection. The jeans carry a Levi Promise card guaranteeing customer satisfaction. With this history of continuous improvement in response to customer needs, it's no wonder that, as the company's slogan puts it, quality never goes out of style. Any organization that focuses on meeting a fixed set of quality goals will quickly find itself trampled into the dust by competitors racing to keep up with customers. As one Xerox executive stated, quality is a race without a finish line. Change is also required because processes tend to become unnecessarily complicated over a period of time, even when they are initially designed in a sensible manner. Cultural change. Culture is the set of beliefs and values shared by the people in an organization. It is what binds them together and helps them make sense of what happens in their company. The good example of this is the Eastman Way. The Eastman Way. Eastman Chemical Company recognizes that people create quality. This is embodied in the philosophy known as Eastman Way. The Eastman Way describes a culture based on the key beliefs and principles of respect, cooperation, fairness, trust, and teamwork. Developing such as a culture depends not only on learning how to recognize and reward behavior, but also understanding the processes and procedures that work against achieving corporate goals. The wake-up call came in the late 1970s when a key customer told the company that its product was not as good as its competitors and indicated that if things did not change, Eastman would lose business. Eastman's first realization was the customer feedback was essential to survival. In 1983, the company developed a quality policy and soon after began training in statistical process control, flow charting, and other basic tools. Production employees were encouraged to post their quality results, which became known as rat sheets. As one employee stated, "You are asking all of us to post of all our mistakes. How will these things be used?" This clash between the traditional hierarchical, disciplinary organizational culture and the open, honest environment demanded by total quality led to the Eastman Way, which is as follows. Eastman people are the key to success. We have recognized throughout our history the importance of treating each other fairly and with respect. We will enhance these beliefs by building upon the following values and principles: honesty and integrity, fairness, trust, teamwork, diversity, employee well-being, citizenship, and winning attitude. So, the Eastman Way emphasizes what culture is. Culture is expressed in the stories and jokes people tell, in how they spend their time at work, in what they display in their offices, and in a thousand other large and small ways. Culture is also reflected by the management policies and actions that a company practices. Therefore, organizations that believe in the principles of total quality are more likely to successfully implement the practices. Conversely, actions set culture in motion. Behavior leads people to think in certain ways. Thus, as a total quality practices are used routinely with an organization, its people learn to believe in the principles and cultural changes can occur. Strategic change versus process change. Strategic change or strategy development and implementation stems from strategic objectives, which are generally externally focused and relate to significant customer, market, product or service, or technological opportunities and challenges. Process change or organizational change resulting from operational assessment activities deals with the operations of an organization. Strategic and process change differs in different aspects, like theme of change. In strategic change, it shifts in the organizational direction, while in process change, adjustment of organizational processes. In driving force, strategic change usually environmental forces such as market, rival, technological change, while in process change, usually internal. In typical antecedent, strategic change have a strategic planning process, while in process change, self-assessment of management system. How much of that organization changes? In strategic change, typically widespread, while in process change, often narrow or divisional or functional. And last, the example of strategic change is entering a new markets, seeking low-cost position, mergers, and acquisitions, while in process change, improving information systems. Elements of a total quality culture. The organizational culture needed to support total quality is one that values customers, improvement, and teamwork. In an organization with a total quality friendly culture, everyone believes that customers are the key to the organization's future and their needs must come first. In a culture supportive of total quality, people expect their jobs to change due to improvements dictated by customer needs. They are always looking for the better, faster, simpler, less expensive ways to do things because that's the way we've always done it. It is not valid reason for doing anything. The culture of improvement is exemplified by the Levi Strauss and Eastman chemical stories. That's why employees in a quality-oriented culture is instinctively act as a team. Organizations where a focus on the customers, continuous improvement, and teamwork are taken for granted have a very good chance of succeeding at a total quality. Most organizations do not have such a culture prior to exposure to total quality. Some degree of cultural change is necessary. These elements, along with several others, are reflected clearly in the Baldrige National Quality Program criteria for performance excellence. The criteria are built upon a set of core values and concepts. Core values and concepts: visionary leadership, customer-driven excellence, organizational and personal learning, valuing employees and partners, agility, focus on the future, managing for innovation, management by fact, public responsibility and citizenship, focus on results and creating value, and systems perspective. These values provide a good summary of cultural elements necessary to sustain a total quality environment and are embedded in the beliefs and behaviors of high-performing organizations. The existence of a set of cultural values necessary for successful total quality does not mean that all organizations that wish to practice total quality must have the same culture. Many aspects of culture differ greatly from one quality-oriented company to another. Company personnel may prefer to communicate in person or in writing. They may serve smoked salmon and champagne or a bushel of crabs and a keg of beer at a company picnic. They may wear uniforms, gray flannel suits, or jeans, as long as they hold the core values of total quality. Quality can find a home in their organization.